Hi everyone, it's Don here from the board. I want to say that we're still in relative self-isolation here in Sydney. There has been essentially a public health order that's been put out for approximately 90 days. It's going to end sometime in July. Now this is just the end of week 2 for me working at home, and you can start to see I'm letting myself a little bit go on the facial hair, but we're definitely staying safe and doing our best to do so. So just want to reiterate some of the very good advice from Dr.Dan on the 5 rules of this COVID-19 period. And the first one is, of course, what do? We stay at home. Stay at home if you can. Work from home if you can. When you go out, do not touch anything that you do not have to. Don't touch things you don't have to. Don't touch anybody if you don't have to. If you don't have to touch somebody else, don't touch them. Make sure that you wash your hands. Washing your hands is really, really, really important. And I can't remember what the 5th one was. I always forget what the 5th one is. You know what? What I'm going to do is I'm going to open up my notes and I'm going to find out what that 5th one is, because it keeps bugging me. Every time I do this, that's right. Do not touch your face, because, you know, your nose, your mouth, your eyes, they're the ways that the virus will actually get into you if you do have it. And your cheek? Okay, well, if you don't touch your face, you won't touch your cheeks. Do you want to show people what happens when you cough? How do you cough or sneeze? What's the right way to cough or sneeze? What do you do? If you're going to cough or sneeze? Yeah, that's right. And how do you wash your hands? And then, what do you do?
Dry your hands.
And you have to dry your hands. Okay, remember we got to wash our hands inside, in between, yeah, and then where? Outside, yeah, and then our fingers, the tip of our fingers, remember we do this, yeah? Yeah, that's right. We wash our hands like that, and then around our thumbs, yeah, and then around our wrists, yeah, and then we rinse it off, yeah, yeah, and then we dry our hands, okay? So if you follow those 5 really simple tips, it will make a big difference in reducing the likelihood that you're going to catch COVID-19 or transmit it to somebody else. So make sure you guys look after each other, look after yourselves, all right? We're all in this together. So I hope you enjoy the following video, and of course, until next time, happy clacking. It's Don here from the board. Thanks for coming along and checking out this video. Today, I'm going to be looking at Sakurios. So, what exactly are we talking about? We're talking about these pink Rosalio Sakurios. They are a silent linear switch made by Zeal PC. So I bought mine from Daily Clack, here, local distributor in Australia, and I just got a 10-pack to basically see what all the fuss was about, if there really was any fuss to be had. So 62 gram is the Sakurios, and then the 67 gram Rosalios, which I didn't get. Much the same, it's just different stem weight. They're very expensive, like, wow, $18 for $1.80, $1.60 US each. You're paying a real premium for these, if these are the switches that you want to have. So, down to the desktop. Here it is. Here is a packet of them. Let's pull one out and see what they're all about. Clear housing. It doesn't support SMD components because it's got through-hole LEDs only. The stems of these, you know, feet pretty standard for a Zeal switch. It's clear. It's produced by Gatoron, as you can see from their logo up the top there. Stem itself is nice, sort of light pink. Comparatively speaking, it's a little bit darker than this Varmillo switch, this Varmillo pink switch. Now, I can see on the side here, before I even depress it, that it's got that bit of white material on the top, which is essentially the silent treatment that it's going to give, and hopefully that will make a big difference. So here we go. Well, the first thing is it's incredibly smooth. It's a lot smoother than I thought it would be, and it's definitely silent. Like on the standard upstroke, it's not producing any sound at all. If I flick it, you do get sound, but that's to be expected. So just to give you an idea about exactly how silent I'm talking about, here it is next to the microphone. It's producing a very, very faint sound, but it's actually making more sound on the way up and down in the wobble than the contact point, because there is a bit of play on that, on the up and down axis, not the left-right axis, and I think that's contributing to the sound, because if I wiggle it, see, that's not depressing it at all. That's just purely from the stem wobble. But they are smooth. However, I don't know if it's a factory smoothness that's potentially wearing, because now as I spam this switch, I'm starting to feel a bit of resistance on this. I'd say if you lubed it again, then you'll bring that smoothness that really surprised me just then back quite easily. Wow. So, yeah, it's a linear switch. It's smooth. It's quiet. It's got a nice tone to it. In terms of the color, the wobble isn't too bad. It's not too bad at all. But is it worth $18, $16 for a pack of 10? And to be honest with you, unless if you're super desperate for a dampened, quiet switch, that's a no from me. That's a no from me. I would far better, or I would far prefer to spend that amount of money simply getting more switches from something else. Comparisons to other linears. It feels smoother than actually this soft lubricating cream switch, which is interesting. But the cream switch also has, it's meant to be a lighter stem, which is really interesting because they feel heavier. I don't know why that is, but maybe that's just because of friction. In terms of smoothness, doesn't beat the vintage black. So yeah, somewhere in between a cream switch and a vintage black, I'm gonna say. To be honest, the stock Gateron clear switch is beating it in terms of smoothness as well. But hey, it's all down to personal preference, feel, and sensitivity as well. So there you go. Sakurios, in my opinion, not worth the extra price tag unless if you're desperate for the dampening and the look. Me, not a big deal. I use clicky switches. Alright, easy. Thanks very much for checking out this short video. Hope you like it. If you do, hit that like button below. And if you want to see more stuff like this and be on top of our notifications and whatnot, hit that subscribe button and that bell button. And yeah, thank you very much. And of course, as always, until next time, happy clacking.